Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we're going to be learning about dictionaries, which are yet another type of iterable object. And unlike, say, a list where elements are indexed by a number, here each element of the dictionary is going to be indexed by a keyword or some sort of key. It doesn't have to be a word. And so this is going to be kind of analogous to a map in C++ if you happen to cover those in either your Pick 10a or Pick 10b course. But if not, it's probably easiest to understand what we mean by this through an example. So let's first have a dictionary called capitals. And capitals is going to list a bunch of state capitals. So we're going to have MA, Boston, because Boston is the capital of Massachusetts, comma for next item. IN, Indiana, Indianapolis. Indianapolis, because Indianapolis is the capital of Indiana. And then we could do North Carolina, NC, Raleigh. And so we can see that capitals has type dictionary. And we can look at what the capital of Massachusetts is. We don't type capital 0. This is not going to give us what we would want. Bad. Instead, if we want to find out the capital of Massachusetts, we just type capitals MA, and then out pops Boston. So in the above example, MA, IN, and NC, standing for Massachusetts, North Carolina, and Indiana, are what we call the keys, and the capitals, Boston, Indianapolis, and Raleigh, are what we call values. And a dictionary consists of a bunch of key value pairs. Now, like I said, the keys can be basically anything. When I say basically anything, they do have to be immutable objects. So in particular, they could not be a list. So let's say L is equal to 1, 2, 3, and we try to make a dictionary equal to L colon my value. It's going to yell at me. So the keys can be anything as long as they are immutable. The other big thing you have to be careful about is to not repeat keys. This is not going to cause an error. This is just going to lead to a dictionary that does not work the way it should. So let's explore this. Let's have a dictionary called cities. And we'll keep it going on with our city-states. So one state is California, and a city in California is San Francisco. And there's also a state called Massachusetts and a city called Boston. And California has another city named Los Angeles. All right, this looks well and good. So let's do cities, Massachusetts. This works perfectly fine. But if we try to call cities of California, we have absolutely no way of knowing whether or not this is going to return San Francisco and Los Angeles. Python's just going to pick one at arbitrary. And this time it picked Los Angeles. Last time around this code it picked San Francisco. It's just arbitrary. Not good. So those are the key big warnings for dictionaries. Now let's show more about how dictionaries are good. One nice thing is that adding entries to a dictionary is easy. Say we want to add California to our capitals list. All we do once the dictionary has been created is we just type capitals, California is equal to Sacramento. And now we can look at our capitals, and we now see that there are 4 items in our capitals, or 4 key value pairs: Massachusetts, Indiana, North Carolina, and California. If you try to type a state we haven't entered yet, a key that doesn't exist, you'll get a key error. For example, if we try to type capital of Michigan, it says key error because we haven't said what the capital of Michigan is yet. So one way to avoid this danger is to use the get method. So let's make a list of states, and our list of states is going to be California, Michigan, and Massachusetts. And we could say for state in states. And now we would want to do print the capital of state is, need a plus there, capitals, state. This is what we would want to print, but this won't work because when we get to Michigan, we're going to get a key error. So instead, what we do is we do capitals dot get state unspecified. And so now it doesn't make up a capital of Michigan. It doesn't know about Lansing, but it just says the capital of California is Sacramento, capital of Michigan is unspecified so far, and the capital of Massachusetts is Boston. So now let's talk a little bit more about keys and values. If we type in capitals dot keys, it will print out all the dictionary keys. And this looks like a list, but let's take a look at what type of object this is. It's not actually a list, it's just something that looks like a list. It's actually has type dict keys. Similarly, if we want to look at the values, we type in capitals.values. And if we want to look at them both together, we type in capitals.items. And this last formulation is actually probably the most useful because we can do the following. And we can say for key comma val in capitals dot items. And actually, just to match the notes I pre-posted, I'm just going to change this a little bit, although it doesn't really matter. So we're going to say for state comma cap in capitals dot items, print cap is the capital of state. And so then we print Boston is the capital of Massachusetts, Indianapolis is the capital of Indiana, and Raleigh is the capital of North Carolina, and Sacramento is the capital of California. There's one extra space there, so let's make it look a little bit prettier. But yeah, this works great. Using the key value pairs is probably the best way to loop over dictionaries and to use the interaction between the keyword and the value that it takes. So now we should discuss how to add and remove items. So for this, I'm going to create a new dictionary named D, which is going to have 0 getting mapped to 0, 1 getting mapped to 11, 2 getting mapped to 22, 3 getting mapped to 33. And let's take a look at what D looks like. And let's remove the item corresponding to 1. If we type in d.pop1, then it's going to print the element corresponding to 1. But now it is no longer in the dictionary. Now we just have 0, 2, and 3. We already saw that we could add items just by saying d of blank is equal to blank. You can add multiple entries at the same time using update. So we can type d.update, parenthesis, curly brace, 4 colon 44, comma 5, colon 55. And now let's take a look at D. And lo and behold, we've now added 2 entries at the same time. And if we had typed more, we could have added more. Something to note is that if the element is already in the dictionary, it just gets overridden. So if we do d.update, let's add in 6, getting mapped to 66. But let's also now say that 2 is now mapped to 222. Now if we look at D, we see that 2 gets mapped to 222 and 6 gets mapped to 66. So that's it for this video. I will see you again next time.